Hey guys, thanks for viewing my channel. Today's video is going to be about my quest to find the dollar sunfish and his similar cousins. So I first found this fish on Google, just Googling stuff, looking at the sunfish genus. And I had to own it. I had to own it and a couple of its brothers and sisters in a fish tank. I never had a fish tank. I grew up fishing. I grew up with my friends having fish tanks and catching fish and putting them in tanks and all that jazz, but I never had one. I figured it was finally time, so I went to offer up and I found this fish tank. I got it from the dude for 25 bucks. It's a 55-gallon glass fish tank. It's just the tank. I'm going to build the stand. I'm going to DIY everything. After that, I went to Bass Pro with my buddy and we got some little micro fishing setups, some ultralights. I got a $30 combo. He got a $50 Shakespeare and Ugly Stick combo. And we got the proper line and hooks and we were off. So first we went to this all was at the wetlands behind my house. There's a lake, a couple creeks, canals, some shallow wetland swamp with it's like a cypress farm, but it's all public waters. I don't know. It's a cool little place, right in the middle of West Orlando. So we were fishing really deep into this wetlands, and we didn't really catch much but top minnows, so we moved on, and we moved on to this drainage, and we caught some sunfish, some bluegills, and some red ears. No, I'm sorry, red breasts. And we weren't, we moved on because we're used to those guys. We're trying to find something new. And we moved on to the creek, a little closer to my house at the outskirts of the wetlands. And we began fishing the creek. We weren't really getting much luck until we came upon this structure. And the creek itself was about 10 feet wide. And it was about a foot to 2 feet deep in some places. But right here behind this elementary school, somebody poured concrete over the river to make a path for the kids to get to the school, and the water eroded underneath it. And this little spot was so cool, man. I mean, it was in the middle of Orlando, but you wouldn't think so if you were there. It just looked like a beautiful creek, and it's just a nice spot, man. Just a good place to hang out. And so my buddy caught a couple sunfish. I caught a sunfish or two as well, and I was ready to continue looking for more species. We were up to like 4 at this point. And my buddy, I hear him, I'm in the car at the top of the ditch, and I hear him say he catches a fish, so I go down there to check it out. And he says it's a little red breast because he didn't really get a good look at it or anything yet. He just saw that it had some color, and that's pretty much the only colorful panfish we ever see. All I saw was this thing's head in his hand, and I freaked out. I was like, that's a dollar sunfish! I mean, I started yelling. I went crazy, man. And we got it up, and it was beautiful. And we got some video of us trying to catch these fish. And so I was so ecstatic. And we continued fishing that day. He caught another one. We also caught a bunch more fish. I think it was a dollar sunfish, brim, red breast, warmouth, Seminole killifish. I think it was a brown bullhead catfish I caught, and maybe 1 or 2 other species I'm forgetting. I don't know. Those were some cool ones. But I think at the end of the day we had 8 or 9 species. But an amazing first day, man. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was ready to leave, and my buddy caught this fish. It was so cool. We spent 12 hours fishing that day. It was our first day of microfishing. Well, proper microfishing, and it was a blast. What a blast. But I came back the next day with a goal. So I went back home reading about these fish's habitat, the dollar sunfish, and I noticed one thing on a little Wikipedia page that said that they like to chill under overhanging banks, along overhanging banks with vegetation. So this is kind of what this little structure mimicked. It was a little flowy, but they pretty much treated it like that. They were held right at the bottom along, just like it says, along the thing. It wasn't underneath this structure. It wasn't up under there. It wasn't kind of outside. No, it was straight at the bottom of this thing. Drop your worm down. I threaded my worm on straight onto the little size 22 hook, so it would look like a little larva. It was a skinny piece of red worm, and I dropped it down slowly, and I could see a little fish nibbing at it, and it was perfect size. I was sure it was $1. And I finally set that hook and I got him. And I'm talking about, these fish were playing with me, man. I could see them eating this thing, and I just couldn't set the hook on them. And I get it home. I don't know if it's because my hook's too small or some. I don't know what the deal is. But so I get home the first day, and we're looking at the videos, and we could see that there was a sunfish eating our bait over and over and spitting it, or just failed hook set. Something was happening, and it turned out that these were the dollar sunfish. And I mean, what a cool day. I was so happy to catch this fish. I mean, I was really happy when my buddy caught it. I was so happy to locate it, but I had an awesome time hunting this fish down. But I still have 2 or 3 more left. I really want to find black banded sunfish and the blue spotted sunfish. And if I also find banded sunfish, that's extra credit, but I'm not going to stress that one. I found my main guy. That's awesome. I just got to get my tank together. I know exactly where to go to catch them. And now I just got to do a little more research and make sure I got everything together. But what a sick first day of microfishing. Tell me what you think, guys. And I appreciate you coming here to my channel and watching this video. If you made it this far, really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, I'm going to keep them coming. I mean, I don't have a job. I fish all the time. No, but seriously, I need to get a job. But anyhow, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to keep it coming. Subscribe, like, comment, do what you got to do. Have a great one.